Today I want to take a little look at a 2015 Hyundai Elantra. Now this is a pretty nice little sedan that we got right here. Unfortunately, the owner has described to me earlier that it unfortunately doesn't run too well. There's plenty of signs of visible damage, as you can see on the rims especially, not to mention some of the bottom portion below the door panels, but that's one good reason why I have been clearly warned to not drive this vehicle around. So of course, this is more or less just going to be a quick review for the most part. It does have itself a bunch of nice things though that I can highlight easily, so I suppose that not being able to drive it is kind of a negligible thing, if you will. I'm also going to try my best to avoid showing the license plates on the front or back, so I don't have all the ways of censoring things. So as you can pretty much see, one of the most unique features about this Elantra is the usage of these little headlamps here. Not to mention, sometimes an option would come for fog lamps. And we also can't forget about how the nice, sleek, smooth, aerodynamic look is sort of a trademark for Hyundai sedans of a lot of things. And not to mention, a subsidiary known as Genesis would also adopt this sort of aerodynamic look to their more luxurious line of cars. You can also basically see the nice diamond look on the door handles, which are specifically made to allow for better grip when opening and even closing the doors. You basically take a look at the back here. These are the tail lamps. That nice sort of almost boomerang style shape to them is one thing that you can definitely consider to be a nice little touch to add to any Hyundai model. And if you take a look on the inside, well, assuming if you can get a good look at it, it's got a nice sort of automatic transmission, not to mention some nice padded seats, and this one also does come with its own sort of accessory seat covers for the most part. Now, I will say for sure that this is a model unlike most others out here, but some people might be wondering exactly what else goes on with this vehicle. Well, for one thing, it does have some decent trunk space. If we can get a look to the back again, despite the fact that the door itself is pretty small. I mean, if you look at that, it doesn't necessarily seem all that big, but when you really get a look inside of it, then you can definitely tell exactly what you're looking for, especially when it comes to a vehicle of this size. It's a near luxurious piece of sedan modern craftsmanship, of all things considered. Wipers, a couple things hanging from the rearview mirror, and we also cannot forget that the shape itself, well, it's just incredible to say the least. Hyundai really did a nice job with this exact generation of the Elantra model, and I'm sure that with the latest model of the Elantra out there, we're probably bound to see something else develop in a short amount of time. So I guess with that in mind, that just covers all the basics that you might need to know about the vehicle itself. It does have a nice sizable engine for something that's rather small in comparison to most other large sedans. And it does have some pretty roomy legroom, if you can't really tell by the size of the doors. It's meant to be more of an extended wheelbase luxurious model sedan in comparison to other members of its own brethren like the Sonata, which is another kind of sedan, just more smaller in size compared to this. So overall, this is basically what you need to know about the Elantra itself. Like I've said, because of visible damage and also with some things going on, I'm not really allowed to drive this one. So it's just another example of one that I can do a quick review of, and that's probably it. I wasn't even allowed to get the key fob, so that would explain why I can't even get into the interior, nor open up the trunk or hood. But in any case, I will say that occasional episodes like this are bound to show up, especially with a lot of people having some issues regarding trust and usage of vehicle loaning out to others. And I say that reviewers like myself are sure to take good care of vehicles, especially with one that I bought pretty recently.